One thing that I have to admit from Kitasoo, I now absolutely 100% believe in Sasquatch. Heard a lot of stories about Sasquatch from the first time that we came up to Kitasoo to when we left. Sasquatch is real.
We're going to see where Sasquatch was?
There's 2 trees down in that area there where we're walking up, we're packing all the boxes up.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden we see something standing there and I was like, what is that? Mitty was ahead of me then he just started across.
Faster than a bear?
Really fast. Like a bear and all that, I don't know, they wouldn't do that, but you know, it's kind of felt a little bit like a little odd to see something, you know, take off like that and not knowing what it is, and so it was pretty tall.
All right. So, yeah, do you think you can give us like a short sort of overview of your Sasquatch story and what Sasquatch is to you? Maybe start with what Sasquatch is, like who Sasquatch is.
Sasquatch is. Yeah.
I don't know. Then people get Bigfoot and Sasquatch confused, which now I don't think it's the same. Yeah. Same thing.
Sasquatch, I don't know about. Well, I was knowing about, you know, grandparents always talked about the Sasquatches and, you know, not knowing what they were for a while until a little bit older and, you know, that's really learning about them, but like, never ever experienced, you know, something that we've seen, but, you know, it's Sasquatch, I don't know what it's. Maybe they lived here maybe longer than us, you know. You don't know what their age is. So when we came up to Coots here, we dropped off some our crew members there, and we're packing they take groceries out as we come out. And we seen something in that back of the trail in the yurt there. And to me, I've never seen anything like move so fast before, you know, that we're talking about, you know. It couldn't be a bear, you know. It could be like a wolf, you know, they'll hang around to see who it is, but you know, it was pretty tall, I guess maybe about 8 to 9 feet. That's what I was talking to Matt about, you know, how fast he was moving, you know. If he got scared or was just checking out, you know, who we are, and so yeah, it was pretty, kind of a little bit of something to good to experience, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
You know,
I feel like it's a good thing, maybe. Right?
Yeah, but that they were talking about, a few people were talking. When my grandfather's at home, they're talking, said, you know, not everybody sees it, you know. You know, it's just to get the view and see him for a few seconds, and I've seen one like up close, you know. It was pretty good too. It's the only time that I saw him, but the other crew members got to see him again a few days later, and he was hanging around, so.
Did you see Sasquatch out there?
I wasn't out here when it happened. I was out. I had to take some time off because I recently cut myself in my hand. Yeah, and so I had to take some time off for that because I couldn't close it properly. So yeah, I heard it when I got back in though. When I got here though, I heard the stories.
Just pretty freaked out or excited or?
They seemed pretty freaked out, but at the same time excited. Like, I wanted that experience too. I wanted that experience. So it'd be pretty cool.
You think it'll happen?
Hopefully. I'm just giving it some time, maybe.
Me and Matthew did experience some Sasquatch.
Feel good?
You know, like without if I was out here alone, I would have. But Matthew, like he kept me calm and all that. We were out here for 2 days, and like right when we got dropped off, Spencer and Matthew were already up here and all that, and literally just right behind us, in that clearing there, Spencer was standing there, and he saw a black figure run, but Matthew was up by the yurt, and he just put the grocery box down and looked up and saw it run. Matt said it only took 3 steps and disappeared. And like we all heard it. Like I was down at the boat holding the boat in and grabbing all the groceries and stuff yet. And we heard a tree snap. And that's when I looked up, and then everybody was freaking out. Like, what was that? And all that. Then that night, like we had a really strong smell. Matthew could even like talk more about that. But like he said that it smelled like a dead body type of smell. Like it smelled so strong. I didn't smell it at first. Like I was busy carving away, and then he was like, "Hey, you smell that?" And I was like, "No." And usually I like take a real big like do that, but I was only able to do like. And I was like, "Oh, what is that smell?" And we didn't have fire on it. He was like, "You know what? Just start a fire." And just hear the fire crackling and all that, and played music and just kept on carving. And he told me, he was like, it's just being curious of why we are here and all that. And it's really good experience when you, like I can't even explain how I felt. It's like only thing I could say is you have to be there to experience yourself. And after that night, the next morning, we looked around the yurt and all that, because when we were sleeping, Matthew heard something walking on 2 feet behind the yurt, and you could hear it. And he said it took like a couple steps and started grouting. Yeah, and after that, he told me that we went to go make coffee, and it was so quiet. Like the way he says it, you could even hear a mouse fart type of thing. Like that's just how quiet it was. Like even if a squirrel steps on a branch, and you could hear that. Like just how dead quiet it was. And we did 3 knocks on the wood on a log. And then not that long after, we actually heard 3 knocks back, but slightly, like it was pretty close to us. And then we just started packing up and then tried to wait for a boat, but we took off on the Zode. Yeah. Yeah, like I kept on getting told like not to be afraid of it. Like it's I got told from a family member it's a message to you that only you're supposed to know, because it's an energy source type of thing. Like after hearing that, I spoke with Matt, told him, and you know, we're still all shocked and all that we experienced that.
Oh,
We've
Sasquatch.
already gotten a bunch of accounts, but that was so recent. Everybody's talking about it.
It's fresh. It's fresh. My opinion is that they are real. This is the second time I've encountered one. Actually seen this one. 2 of us seen it. I tried to be quiet. I didn't want to startle the other guys on the crew, and I just thought, okay, I seen it. It's gone. But we ended up dealing with it all night. I think the first thing that happened was we're sitting in the yurt. I was drawing. My coworker sitting by the window. He was working on a piece of wood. I was teaching him how to shape out a mask. I smelt it right away. It was a real pungent smell. Like it was really like burn your nostrils, bad smell. And I stood up right away and I'm like, what the heck is that, man? Do you smell it? He's like, yeah, man, that's pretty bad. And we have this black bear. He usually walks past the camp once in a while. And he'll look up, but he'll never bother us. But for some reason that night, like after we hit that smell, like the smell in the cabin or the yurt, a black bear came, and instead of walking the same path it walked, for some reason it was on the water line all the way, and it wouldn't even look up at their camp. So that was the first sign. The second one was hearing it. We heard it walking around, but also it brushed against the yurt. The part where it brushed against our yurt it had to have been over 10 feet, maybe 10 or over 10 feet. And later on in the evening, it kind of died off until after midnight. Same thing, you can hear it walking, breaking big branches, right? Breaking big branches, and it would walk a few steps and then stop, and then it would do this real deep grunt, and then it would walk and then do it again. And I heard that right until the daylight came up. But the next morning when we actually got up, we started looking around camp and make sure everything was okay. First thing we found was a footprint. And this is what freaked me out a little bit, is that the footprint was right outside the window. So at one point in time, he was looking in at us. I got a picture. It was a huge footprint. You could clearly see that it was not human, because it was pretty big. You could see the toe mark.
Long, not wide like a bear.
No, it was long, not wide like a bear. Yes. And this smell. What's that?
Was it kind of like a really big human footprint?
It was like a really big human footprint, but like you could tell it uses. The picture explains it all. It's a deeper impression in the heel and I don't know what they call that part, the ball of your foot. So, and it's a clear footprint. The next morning, we were doing our inspection around the camp, and there's absolute silence. Like every morning that I've been out here so far, you wake up to birds, squirrels. You wake up to the squirrels, or you wake up to the seagulls. Even one morning, I woke up to the killer whales out here, but this morning it was dead silent. Absolute silence. Like it was so silent. I grabbed a stick and I knocked on the tree, like I knocked 3 times. I got immediate response, three knocks back, and it wasn't too far from us. So like it was just walking away from the camp kind of deal. That was my second encounter with one.
It's a good thing.
I live by what I was taught. Like, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. I respect them. Not once during that whole encounter did I feel threatened or fear. I wasn't scared. It's quite the experience, so. Startled a couple of times, but not scared. Anyway, I was safe the whole time. I think it's in between. It's in between, and it's I don't know how to explain it. This is its home.